Hey guys, Katie Taylor here with another collab with the Creative Design Team. Today I will be featuring two more layouts from our Days of December holiday sketchbook. I'll leave a link to order that sketchbook down below, so let's get started. So I am again starting off with the Creative Design Team's sketchbook for Days of December. Just going to make it really easy this year to thumb through these sketches. I already have everything pre-cut because there are measurements along the side. And then of course you can use whatever paper and collection you want to use. I am using the Christmas Story, the workshop kit. Now we've sold out of almost all the Christmas Story, but I just really love it. And again, I'm using the workshop kit, so that's a little bit different than just the paper packet and the sticker sheet. So I'm going to put this off to the side so I can see the sketches that I'm working with today. And everything is pre-cut, and I just grabbed it from that organizational bin that I keep all of my Days of December organized in. So even this 6x8 base was in there. So I have it, and then I have a couple of photos that I've gone ahead and I've trimmed down. And these are of my nails and my daughter's Christmas nails that we did. And the sketch I'm going to be using kind of has this little I don't know, 3 photos. They're square. Mine aren't square, as you can see. So I'm going to kind of play with the placement here. I do have a piece of pine cardstock cut. I'm not sure if I'm going to use any color mats or if I'm just going to be using the white for this. So I'm just going to kind of play with these. And then the thing about this sketch, well, any sketch really, it's just kind of a starting off point. And then using your photos and the embellishments you have, you really can just kind of go wild with it. So I'm thinking that I am liking this, except I think I maybe want to straighten that and then have this one straighten, and then my fingers, hey, those fingers look familiar. My fingers will kind of be kind of cockeyed. And I think that is the placement. So now I'm going to bring out my embellishments. So I'm going to use some of the embellishments that came with the kit. This is our paper board. It's real sturdy. I've pulled out the ornaments simply because our hands are by the trees. So I thought that per the sketch, it might be cute to have ornaments. But I've already used these little sprigs. But I think I'm going to use this as a stencil that will kind of peek from behind those ornaments. But I don't want that getting anywhere but where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to kind of add some tape right there. Of course, some tape right there. And then this is also securing my base so it doesn't move, because I'm going to be using some ink and a blending brush. Now I pulled out my pine ink and then one of these tiny blending brushes, because it's going to allow me to really get in those little bitty spots. So I'm going to do this and just come in here. It doesn't really have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be dark. I just kind of want this subtle little sprig poking or peeking out from behind the ornaments that I'm going to put on there. Those ornaments have some dimension. So a lot of times if you'll stamp directly onto your base, or like I'm stenciling here, that just kind of adds an extra layer, which in turn, believe it or not, just kind of makes it look like there's even more dimension to the pieces on top. So of course I don't want just this up at the top. So I'm going to move this here in just a second. And we are going to repeat the process. So let's see how that looks. Really liking that. So if you recall, there was kind of a hole down here. So I'm going to do the same thing. And you can see that I'm kind of going off the project just to kind of add that extra. If it's not all contained, it kind of just gives that natural feel to it. Which, you know, even though we painstakingly decide where each and every little bitty thing goes in scrapbooking, it just helps if it kind of looks natural. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, and then of course the law of threes, I am going to put one down here. And I think that pretty much is going to do what I want it to do. And you can see these little bitty pieces. In fact, I just scraped one off. Those little bitty pieces left over from the sprig. It's just the more you add ink to them, the more you mess with them. It's paper, so it's just going to kind of peel back. But again, it's okay because these ornaments are going to hide the majority of that. Okay, so I really, really like that. Now I'm going to put this up, but I'm not going to put it too far, just in case we need to fill some holes here in just a second. Okay, so I've moved this up just a little bit, and then you always want to place your largest photo first, or that's what I usually do. It's just kind of an anchor for your eye. And so I definitely want that right there. And then I can come back in with the other photos. So if you recall, I kind of wanted my nails kind of catty corner. So I'm going to do that. And then her nails straight down here as well. And I'm trying to kind of keep the same border up here as down here. Okay, so we've got that. And then here are those ornaments. Aren't they pretty? So we've got black and gold. And then I went ahead and there are two little, I want to say sangria, but it's not sangria. What is the name of that color? Scarlet. So there are two scarlet bows that I think I'm going to use to kind of top this off. Okay, so I think I'm going to add some sprigs right here. Kind of want to be careful because of my photo right there. I'm going to add a piece of scratch paper. And that way it won't get on there. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out this ink and get that inked up right quick. Don't forget, if you are liking this video, please hit that like button, share with your friends, and leave a comment. And if you aren't already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and sign up for notifications so you won't miss the rest of this Days of December album and seeing how it comes together. So I think I'm going to put my number up here. So I have these, remember that in some of my getting organized and prepared for this event, I went ahead and cut all my circles for my numbers. So I really want to factor that in when I go to place these ornaments. I have these from my stash, and I'm loving the one that says "This is our today," and I'm loving the perfect. So I'm really not sure about that. So you know what, let me just cut both of these off the acetate, and that will allow me to kind of play with the placement before I commit to adhering them down. For the majority of the rest of this layout, I am going to speed it up and just kind of walk you through the thought here. So I have decided to make my date an actual ornament. So I have used some of that skinny gold trim ribbon that I have in my Days of December organizational bin to kind of make it look like that date is an ornament hanging. And then I also want to do the same with the ornament down at the bottom. Since it's an afterthought, that ornament that ribbon just kind of tucks right flush with that catty corner photo. I'm going to adhere this paper board bow, and I really like how those two ornaments look together. And then as far as my date, I am going to be using my black acrylic numbers. I think I found another package, hopefully I did, to finish out this month. But all in all, I kind of went the stamping route. I went the foam letter alphabet, and I'm really liking the starkness of the black acrylic. And then I'm also going to, on each date, I'm going to take the Cassidy alphabet. I pulled out 2 alphabets, but I really think that I like the Cassidy. And I have just put the S and the T on there and stamping that in black ink. To finish off the embellishment part of this little layout, I am using the Christmas Story sticker sheet to add some stickers. And then I'm going to pull out my holiday loose gems, and there are some candy apple stars. I'm just attaching those to some micro glue dots and adhering those here and there. I'm going to move that one by the number down by that ornament. And then I can get started on the journaling. For the journaling on this layout, I am going to be using our journaling strip stickers and just one of my journaling pens. I'm going to hand write this. Now, I definitely go back and forth. 5 years ago, I was not a handwriter. I love to type my journaling, but I think it's really important that your family, especially your children, see your handwriting when they look through your albums.
Here are the pieces that I'm going to be using for day 2. And of course I've got my base, and then I've got the pieces that were designated in the sketchbook, cut to size, pretty much going to stick with that sketchbook on this layout. This layout is going to come together really quickly, which is good since I took so much time on the last one. So I'm just going to sandwich all these things down. Now I do have my photo that's going to go right here. And again, the good thing about sketches is the photo and the sketch is actually a 3x3. But I wanted to use this 4x4 of me enjoying some of my coffee. And then I am going to put this scallop down. I'm going to kind of just sandwich it like where when I trim the scallops off, they'll be the same. You know, like I'm cutting off right here. And then I'm going to do this zip strip right here and just leave a little bit showing right there. And then I can just turn this over and trim this off from the back. So I am going to go ahead and adhere this down, and this is on 3D foam tape. So I kind of want to mask all of this area that I left, and that 3D foam tape is going to allow me to kind of tuck things in behind. And then of course I'm going to go ahead and use that same ribbon that I used on the other one. Again, this is one of those elements that can carry over to both layouts and just make it look like it is a 2-page spread. So I love the every year because this is what I do every year. So I think I want this kind of sticking out. So every year. And then I think I want joy because this truly brings me joy. Just to kind of separate. I still have like 3 sentiments, but they're separated. Just so convenient that those are the same circles. So I'm going to bring out that Cassidy alphabet again. And what I'm going to do is for the duration of December, I'm going to have a little 1-inch block that has the ST, and we already used that. And then I'm going to have another block that has the ND. And that way I don't have to keep putting them on and off, and I'll keep these blocks in with the rest of my December daily stuff. So let's do second. And that way that 2 will still be on here. It'll be tight, but I think it's going to be okay. Now you might recognize this photo because I posted it on my Instagram. So if you're not a follower, go ahead and hit that Instagram link down below. All my social media is linked down below. And a lot of times I do either still shots or reels or stuff like that over there. So it's a little bit different content than you see over here. Okay, and then we are going to bring some stars over. So you remember on that day 1, I did stars. So we're going to do the same, and this time I'm going to use red. So last time I used green and red, and the red that I used were actually from some Christmas sequins. But on this one, I think I'm just going to use the stickers. We're going to see how it looks. You know, you've got, these are almost like candy apple red, and then the paper that I've chosen down here is definitely, I think I'm going to stick the stars up here, is definitely the scarlet. It's a little bit darker. So for the journaling on this one, I am actually going to draw some journaling lines in pencil and my T ruler. And that way I can erase those journaling lines once I'm done. So I write kind of big. So I'm going to come down here to the 4 3/4. And then another quarter. And then another quarter. So let's take a look at both of these together. Again, this is not a 2-page spread, but I just want to show you how well they work together and how easy they were. Now, this one took a little bit longer because I walked you through a lot more of the processes, but this one pretty much just came together like that. And it's because of the Days of December sketchbook. And remember, that is on sale right now. So I'll leave a link down below, and we do have some freebies for you guys. I'll leave links to those down below as well. And then don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and sign up for notifications. I will be completing this album through the month of December and January. And then I also have some fun things to show you how I break them out into weeks. So I will be showing that pretty soon. I don't know if it'll be my next video, but it'll definitely be the start of week 2. So make sure that you follow along. And again, if you can't order from the links down below, you can always like, comment, and share with your friends, and that definitely helps me out. I'll leave links to the playlist for the Days of December 2022, so you can go check out what all we have been doing and how we have been using that wonderful sketchbook. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and you guys have a wonderful weekend.